Episode 37 pulls no punches. Right from the start, it throws viewers into a storm of rising tension, personal conflict, and emotional undercurrents that refuse to stay buried. This episode doesn't just move the story forward, it digs into the minds and hearts of the characters, peeling away layers we didn't know were there or perhaps hoped would stay hidden. There's a raw honesty pulsing through every scene, a sense that we're watching not just a plot unfold, but people unravel. What stands out most is how everything feels personal now. No one is safe from the consequences of past decisions. The dominoes are falling, and characters can't outrun the shadows of what they've done or failed to do. Relationships are cracking, not in explosive moments but in subtle, emotionally loaded exchanges. A slight hesitation, a broken gaze, a word left unsaid, all of it speaks volumes. This isn't melodrama, it's emotional precision, and it's devastating in the best way. One of the episode's strongest elements is how it deals with silence. There are moments where no dialogue is needed because the tension is so thick it becomes a character of its own. When two characters sit across from each other, and neither speaks, it's not filler, it's storytelling. You can feel the weight of what they want to say but can't, and that restraint adds more power than any shouted argument ever could. The pacing is deliberate, and that works in its favor. Scenes are allowed to breathe, letting viewers absorb not just the actions but the motivations behind them. And when things do pick up, when emotions finally explode or truths come to light, the impact hits hard. This rhythm of slow burn build-up followed by sharp turns keeps the tension alive without exhausting the audience. Trust is a fragile thing in this world, and in this episode, it's hanging by threads. Characters are beginning to question not only each other but themselves. Loyalties blur, doubts creep in, actions once taken in confidence are now being viewed through a different lens. And with each passing scene, the idea of who's right and who's wrong becomes less clear. This moral gray zone makes the story even more gripping because it forces us to reflect, what would we do in their place? There's also a quiet defiance beginning to stir. Even as the pressure mounts, certain characters are starting to resist, not with bold declarations but with subtle shifts. A glance that lingers too long, a question asked too cautiously, a decision delayed just a moment more than expected. These small acts of resistance signal a brewing storm, one that might not come in this episode, but its thunder is definitely being heard. What makes this installment so compelling is that it doesn't chase shock value. It doesn't rely on dramatic twists or sudden revelations. Instead, it focuses on emotional truth. It asks, what happens when people are pushed too far? When forgiveness becomes too heavy to carry? When silence speaks louder than confessions? By the time the credits roll, the air feels heavier. Not because of any one grand event, but because the emotional groundwork has been laid with such care. There's an eerie calm now, like the stillness before a major turning point. This episode is a promise that everything is changing, and no one will come out of it the same.